Where we dwell. When minds are at war with hearts and light is at war with dark, this is where glory dwells.
Arian Foster with the score.
Where warriors whisper hymns of blood lost in vain.
He's got an extra gear that maybe people did not know about.
Where time twists and bends and echoes all our names.
Arian Foster!
Here's where those diamonds dwell, polished in dust.
Arian Foster was a diamond covered in dust when his NFL career began. An undrafted rookie from Tennessee, he was knocked for fumbling and a poor work ethic.
Hey, Foster, you go pick up the ball and get your all the way to the goal line, or get the hell out of here. All the way to goal line.
Instead of saying, why me? I always flipped it around and said, why not me? You just have to be patient as an athlete because you put in so much work as an athlete, and it's never going to happen right away.
Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Patience and fortitude conquer all things." After spending most of his rookie year on the practice squad, Foster earned a chance to play late in the 2009 season.
Hey, 37, Foster! Hey, just be careful, all right? Just tuck it away, tuck it away.
But patience and fortitude couldn't conquer his penchant for fumbling.
Foster across the 25-20, fumbles the football. It's loose at the 11.
When I fumbled that first time against St. Louis, it was like, oh man, here we go again. I didn't play the rest of that game, and really, I was like, there goes my NFL shot. I'm gonna probably end up playing special teams for the rest of my career. When my coach came to me and he said, we're gonna give you another shot in Miami. But the inkling was, this is your last shot.
Gorgeous day here in Miami.
And that's probably one of the most nervous times I was, is because I felt like this is it. Like there's no tomorrow.
Matt gets the snap, handoff Foster.
All I was focusing on was holding on to the ball. I was here with it, I did not let it go, and I wasn't gonna let it go.
Gets the feed right side across the 15, 10-5, walks in, touchdown Foster.
After that first touchdown, I was completely relaxed. I wasn't running nervous anymore, and then I was just me again.
Foster finished the season running for over 200 yards in the final 2 weeks and fully burst on the scene in 2010.
Arian Foster to the house.
In a Week 1 game against the Colts, he rushed for 231 yards.
Second most rushing yardage by a player on opening day in the history of the National Football League.
Almost instantly, he became a household name.
There were players that I had so much admiration and respect for, and they knew my name. We were playing the Giants, and Justin Tuck. And I get tackled, and he goes, not today, Foster. And I'm like, wow, he knew who I was.
Arian Foster, a year removed from the practice squad, led the NFL in rushing in 2010.
He's in. Touchdown, Houston. Touchdown, Arian Foster. Exclamation point. Arian Foster, his third touchdown of the day.
He was the first running back from Houston to lead the league since Earl Campbell back in 1980. The city hasn't had a ball carrier as poetic in motion since Campbell. And they haven't had a ball carrier as poetic in nature since Spencer Tillman.
The potential of the human individual is infinite. Limitations are largely of habit and convention.
Words are powerful, man. Growing up as a kid in North Tulsa, Oklahoma, I was the son of a missionary, and she imbued me with so much.
Well, I think far too many people find themselves identifying with the great pessimist Schopenhauer, He said, a crust of bread, a corner to sleep in, a minute to smile, an hour to weep in, a pint of joy to a peck of trouble, and never laugh that the moans come double, and that is life.
I see Adrian Peterson, I see Arian Foster like lit fuses racing to a point to explode. I see players like Barry Sanders like smoke through a keyhole. And the metaphors could go on and on. I see it as poetry, I really do.
If you look at interpretive dance, every dance tells a story. And I believe that every runner tells a story. I like to think of myself kind of like water. I'm gonna take what you give me. And I'm gonna move forward, but I'm gonna take what you give me.
His name, Arian, means holder of knowledge. He has lived up to that name. Other stereotypes he has not lived up to. The wide-held belief is football players speak in monosyllabic grunts, not this philosophy major with a love for poetry.
I've always viewed myself kind of as a narrator of my own life. That's kind of what my poetry is. From swamps to stars, we dreamed far. They called it far-fetched, we called it ours. We called them lessons, they called them scars. They called it blessings. This work was hard. It's kind of something I need rather than something I do, because there's been stints where, you know, there's just an imbalance in my life, and I just feel like something's wrong, and I get real agitated, and I'm like, oh, I haven't written anything down in a while, so I'll write something down, and it just feels better, just that venting, and I think everybody needs some kind of outlet to get away. I have reserved anger, but I've learned how to channel it into something else and to create and manifest something greater.
You know, there's no mystery why people are so enthralled with sports. You know why? It mirrors the drama of life.
When I saw your work, it reminded me of Richard Wagner's work, March of the Valkyries. Dun 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 dun. That's Richard Wagner. That staccato, pounding, blitzkrieg kind of mentality is what I see.
Somebody get the name of that truck that just ran over Nate Allen.
Am I off in missing that in terms of the theme or the motif of your writing?
I think the beautiful thing about language and the beautiful thing about writing is that it's all up for interpretation. And I don't say you're right or I don't say you're wrong either way.
32 NFL teams were wrong on draft night in 2009. But after battling hamstring issues to start 2011, Foster knows he will always have to prove himself.
I'm just used to people's criticism. You know, here's a guy coming out of college, undrafted, gets on the practice squad, makes it to the active roster after that, blows up, and does really well and leads the league in rushing. Oh, that was luck. All right. You know, it's my story.
It has been said patience is the art of hoping. It has paid off for Foster in his story. Now he hopes it rewards a fan base that has waited for it to be their turn. The city has not enjoyed NFL success since Tillman was last suiting up.
I don't know what it's like for you, but for me, being drafted by the Houston Oilers, that's way back before they were the Tennessee Titans. Back in the day. Back in the day. You know, they were passionate about football. It was clear. But there's been tremendous disappointment.
And of all the losses in Oiler history, this has got to rank as the most devastating.
I do think that the fans today are anxious, but I think the reserve of, okay, we didn't have it for a long time, we should be grateful. I think that's starting to wear thin.
Yeah.
I think they're getting to the point where they want winners.
I want to win for the city so bad, and I know the rest of my teammates do, but it's just going to take time, man. Houston needs a champion. I see how excited they are. I see how excited they get, and it gets me excited. I hope we're close, man. I know we are, and I just hope we can get there.
The next chapter in Houston football is unwritten, but you can be certain the protagonist of this story will have something to say.
The karma we bring sings truth to the soul, like kings mingling with pawns or soup in my bowl. We came from golden slums and makeshift drums, but our music made the spaceships come. Navigate our thoughts and sever our tongues, unbound by men, forever we run.